Welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is your golden girl, Harriet Maloba, and we are here with a small, simple recipe that we are going to make, a small cake that we are going to use uh, uh, steaming as the method of cooking. So we are not going to put it in the oven. For the people who don't have an oven, they can also steam one and have a cake, a snack for the children to carry to school or a tea item. So what do we need? We need 3 cups of flour, 1.5 cup of margarine, 1.5 cup of sugar. That means we are going to use creaming method. For creaming method, the total of this equals to this. And then every 100 grams or every cup, you need an egg. So that's how you figure the calculation. So we are going to start by creaming the margarine to make it smooth kidogo. Then we add our sugar. We always put a pad under so that will help the ball from rotating around. So we cream the margarine and sugar until it becomes fluffy. So by creaming, we are incorporating in more air, apart from what we are going to get from the baking powder and bicarbonate of soda. If you don't have a hand mixer, that means you can use a mwiko to cream the sugar and the margarine. But the hand mixer really helps. When I'm not making a big cake, I normally use the hand mixer. When I have a big cake, then I have the big standalone mixer that I normally use. But when I have a small cake, I normally use the hand mixer. This hand mixer is actually about 10 years old. It have really stayed with it. Ramtoms. I'm not selling the company, but I think it was the first Ramtoms equipment when Ramtoms now released some equipment, and that's when I bought. It is very, very nice. It has never disturbed me. Just a simple, good texture cake. That you can use either jiko, a meko, or your gas burner. So we are going to put in cherries, glazed cherries. You can still have the other dry fruits if you so wish. That is currants, sultanas, raisins. you make sure we chop them kidogo so that we don't have big chunks. You can also, if you had an orange, maybe you'd use the juice plus the rind. If you had a lemon, you could also use the juice plus the rind. So the flavor will depend on you. Whatever you have in the house, you can change the cake to be a lemon cake, an orange cake. So we are going to break the eggs. Remember, I say you break them separately. So if you are using a weighing scale, then you'll have 300 grams of flour, 3 eggs. But I'm using cups. So every cup, 1 egg. So our flour had already been sieved. You always make sure you sieve the flour. That one helps in adding the air aerating and at the same time remove any particles that are not flour. During packaging, there are so many particles that get in. So we are going to have 2 teaspoons of baking powder leveled. So that we can now start adding in our eggs. And the reason why I'm preparing the flour is so that just in case my mixture begins to curdle, the flour is ready, I can also begin to use it. Put our mixture in the middle. So you add in bit by bit, don't add all of it together. That way it helps to mix nicely without curdling. So once we have all our eggs in, we can fold in the flour. Also, don't put it all of it at the same time, just in bits. And then folding in is one direction so that we retain the air that we have creamed in. It helps in raising of the cake. Just one direction, you cut in the middle, you take on the sides. So as we continue to fold in, we put our water to heat, because remember I said we are going to use hot water to steam our cake. So you always remember, once you have your water, you never know, because the cake is going to stay there for between 45 minutes to an hour. So the water might get finished. When the water gets finished, you are not supposed to add in cold water, because it just works like the oven. When you add in cold water, then the temperature goes down and it affects now the product. So what you do is, when you have your water like that, you make sure you have another source. You can either be having maybe an electric kettle, where when you see the water running down, getting finished, you can prepare, boil some more, so that when you come to open, you just add more water, more hot water, so that the temperature, it continues to boil as much as you are adding some more. Because if you add cold, then it will start again to begin peaking for it to boil. So it's just the same way when we put in a cake, we don't open the oven until the cake has set. We have particular time when the cake will be set. That's when you can be able to open the oven door to check. Because if you open maybe immediately, then the cake will sink back because of the cold air that goes into the oven. So the same thing with the jiko cooking. So this one we won't even need milk, since we still have our 2 spoons of vinegar and vanilla essence. Remember, I told you vinegar helps in aerating also. You can either use vinegar or lemon juice. It helps in adding in the air, so the cake becomes more spongy with a lot of air inside. So you continue to fold in the liquids that we have just added. let's say you wanted your cake to have different layers, like maybe a marble, to be brown and maybe to be white. You can just now at this juncture, just divide your cake and then make the other bit brown and the other bit leave it white. Or maybe you wanted colors, put the other one pink, the other one blue, and then now you place them at different stages. Maybe put one color down, then put the other one a bit, then put the other color up, then take a skewer or a toothpick and just move it round in the cake tin for it now to have those different lines of colors. So once it's at that, then now we can add the glazed cherries. So we already have now at this juncture, we can put in our tin. You still continue the same, grease your tin with margarine and then dust the flour so that the cake does not stick in the pan. So make sure it goes all of it in the middle, and of course it will leave some space for raising. Make sure it doesn't, you put it neatly so that you don't dirtify the sides of the tin or the sufuria. This will help because if you leave it, you put all over, you aid in burning, sticking. So you make sure you just put it, all of it, then you level it up neatly. Always work neatly from the center now towards the sides. So always the cake sufuria or the cake pan must be smaller than the sufuria that has water so that it can float inside. Don't do a very big. There must be a difference between the two. Yeah, so we have part always 3/4 or halfway or 3/4 so that you have the other space for raising. So once we have that, then we are going to cover it either with a greaseproof paper or we cover it with a paper. Like me, I'm going to use this. And then you have your kitchen string or a string. You make sure you tie round. Okay. If you don't have, you just improvise. You don't restrict yourself that now I will not bake because I don't have this. I don't. Just try to see if it's something you can improvise, then you improvise. When you go to the market, you can buy, maybe if it's the greaseproof paper you don't have, then you can buy. But Just make sure you have even the strings. Then you shed off the excess paper. So that we can dip it in our water. We can see our water is now boiling. Now once you remove excess water and it's tightly secured, we now put it in the sufuria there. So it's already boiling, already it has picked the temperature. So now we make sure we cover so that we retain most of the steam to bake the cake, to steam the cake until it is ready. There is even a way that if you don't want to steam it like that, because the difference between a cake that has gone into the oven and a cake that has been steamed, the difference is the cake that has been steamed does not pick the color, the brown color. So it is cooked, yes, but then it remains white. So, but otherwise it is still cooked. So we can check on our cake. It's actually 1 hour. So we can try and see if it has cooked. Yes, it has come out dry. So we can remove. So we switch off first. So we remove. Cut the string and check the cake inside. As you can see, it has risen just like any other cake. The only difference is that it is still spongy. The only difference is that it's normally white. It doesn't become brown. And especially if you have maybe someone who is a patient, doesn't have taste the buds, this one is easier for them, for the sick people. So we wait for it to cool a bit, then we turn and see how it looks. Now we can turn it out because it has stayed for a few minutes to set. You can see. Yeah, you can cut some.
Sorry guys for the technical issues. Yeah, I was just trying to explain about the sogginess that you can see on the cake. Sometimes when you don't have the greaseproof paper, the water, the steam actually penetrates through these other papers, as you have seen the one I have used. It penetrates through and gets to the sides of the sufuria that you'll have, or the tin that you'll have put the cake in. So it becomes a little bit soggy, but it doesn't mean that it is not cooked. The cake is definitely well cooked, as you can see in the video. So yeah, here I was just demonstrating on how I'm cutting the slices and plating them. So thank you for understanding. Keep watching the video to the end. Don't forget to subscribe.
So here is our cake. It has come out well. We can try and see also it's very spongy. It's just like any other cake. It's just that this one we are using steam to cook and the other one it's in the oven. So depending with you what you have, if you don't have an oven, you can always be having your cake. You put hot water in the jiko, you put on the firewood for as long as you remember to maintain the temperature. Once it reaches boiling point, it should remain boiling point until the cake is ready, and you can have it with your cup of tea. For those who are new in this channel, thank you so much. Kindly subscribe to my channel. For the returning subscriber, I don't take it for granted. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Please share my videos and make your friends and your family members not to miss in this. We just make nice simple meals in our kitchen and we enjoy. Thank you so much once again for pressing that button on this channel. Thank you.